So the topic of today's video is other angle relationships in circles. Our objectives: I can understand the relationship between chords, secants, tangents, and the angles, and I can find the measures of angles inside and outside of a circle. So to start off, we have a theorem. If a tangent and a chord intersect at a point on a circle, then the measure of each angle formed is 1/2 the measure of its intercepted arc. So if we look at our two angles, we have a chord AB and we have our tangent line A. They intersect at that point A. Then angle 1 is 1/2 the measure of arc BA, and angle 2 is 1/2 the measure of arc BCA. Okay, so we have a couple examples. The first one, we just want to find the measure of angle 1. So we have measure of angle 1 equals 1/2 of 172. So we times 172 by 1/2, and that gives us 80. Oops, let's try that again. Gives us 86 degrees. For the second one, we want to find our value of x. We have 3x minus 1 is the measure of our angle, and the measure of our arc is 5x plus 33. So we set it up. We have 3x minus 1, and instead of having it equal 1/2, I'm going to just multiply this quantity by 2, set it equal to 5x plus 33. So we distribute the 2, we get 6x minus 2 equals 5x plus 33. So if we subtract 5x from both sides and add 2 to both sides, we get x equals 35. Okay. And if two lines intersect a circle, they can meet in 3 different places. The first one, as we see here, is on the circle. This is a C. On the circle. Second one, inside the circle. And the third place that they can intersect is outside the circle. Okay. If two chords intersect in the interior of a circle, then the measure of each angle is 1/2 the sum of the measures of arcs intercepted by the angle and its vertical angle. So if we take a look at our picture down here, we have angle 1 and angle 2, and the measure of angle 1 is equal to 1/2 the sum of the measure of arc DC, and then its vertical angle is this one right here, and that's created by arc AB. So the measure of arc AB, measure of angle 2 equals 1/2 the sum of arc BC, we have that here, plus the measure of arc AD. So in this example, we want to find the values of angles 1 and 2. So let's first try and find the measure of angle 1. And the measure of angle 1 is equal to 1/2 the sum of 131 plus 33, because 33 is the arc of angle 1's vertical angle. So measure of angle 1 equals 1/2 131 plus 33. So that equals 164 divided by 2. Angle 1 equals 82 degrees. And now that we know the sum of these two arcs is 164, to find measure of angle 2, we can set that equal to 1/2 180 minus our sum, 180 minus 164, because that'll be the sum of these two arcs, what's remaining after 131 33 added together. So that equals 196. We'll divide that by 2, and the measure of angle 2 comes out to be 98 degrees. And one last theorem. If a tangent and a secant, two tangent lines or two secant lines, intersect in the exterior of a circle, then the measures of the angles formed is 1/2 the difference of the measures of the intercepted arcs. So if we look at these three illustrations, measure of angle 1 equals 1/2 the measure of arc BC minus the measure of arc AC. The measure of angle 2 equals 1/2 the measure of arc PQR minus the measure of arc PR. And lastly, the measure of angle 3 equals 1/2. This is a Y, and this is a W. I don't know why that got cut off, but this is a W. So that is 1/2 the measure of arc XY minus the measure of arc WZ. Okay. So in this example, we want to find the value of x, and we can see we have a secant and a tangent that intersect outside the circle at a point. So we know that 78, that's our measure of our angle, equals 1/2 the difference of our two arcs. So this arc right here, ZX, is 204, and our other arc, YX, is X. So we solve for X here. First we multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of that 1/2. So we get 156 equals 204 minus X. Add X to both sides. Subtract 156 from both sides. And we find X to equal 48. We can go ahead and check this too. We can set 78 equal to 1/2 204 minus 48. We find that 204 minus 48 is 156, and if we divide that by 2, we get 78 to equal 78. So that checks out. Whoops. So to review, if a tangent and a chord intersect at a point on a circle, then the measure of each angle formed is 1/2 the measure of its intercepted arc. If two chords intersect in the inside of a circle, then the measure of the angle is 1/2 the sum of the measures of the arcs that are intercepted by that angle and its vertical angle. And we remember vertical angles from last unit, or 2 units ago. And if a tangent and a secant, two tangents or two secants, intersect outside of a circle, then the measures of the angles formed is 1/2 the difference of the measures of the intercepted arcs. So remember to go online, do that reflection, get your bonus point, ask any questions you might have, and we'll see you in class tomorrow.